The October 8th, 2024 meeting of the Richmond Sanitary District Board of Commissioners is called to order. The first item of business is approval of board minutes from the October 1st, 2024 meeting.
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for approval of board minutes from October 1st, 2024 is presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve board minutes from October 1st, 2024 meeting as presented. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is approval of invoices from check dates September 27th of 2024.
President
Yes, Mr. Bakshi.
Miller? Motion for approval of invoices from check run date September 27th, 2024 in the amount of $329,599.76. Three notables were from KS State Bank for $243,140.76, SNK Equipment Company Incorporated for $19,995, and then the U.S. Geological Survey for $13,250.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve invoices from check dates date September 27th of 2024 totaling $329,599.76. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the director's report.
Yes, Madam President and Board. The only thing I have between last week and this week is just reiteration of the leaf collection street department, which collects leaves within the city limits. They begin on October 15th, and the sanitary district, which collects leaves within the sanitary district but outside of the city limits, ours will start on the 28th of this month, is when we start there. For more information, you can see the website or the maps that were in they were in the billings, so you can see more detailed of which areas if you are a client.
Okay, thank you. That takes us to the next item of business, which is the recommendation to award the quote for preventative maintenance for power distribution equipment at the wastewater treatment plant.
Yes, Madam President, board member. At our last board meeting, we received two quotes for our preventative maintenance testing on our medium volt and low volt power distribution equipment. After reviewing these quotes, it is my recommendation to the board to award this project to Cummins Electric of Richmond, Indiana, in the amount of $78,000. Cummins Electric was the lowest and most responsive and responsible company to bid this project. They have, along with Bader Mechanical, who else bid, they both have done these PMs for us, and we're very confident that they can complete this.
Any questions or a motion?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to award quote for preventative maintenance for power distribution equipment at the wastewater treatment plant as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to award the quote for preventative maintenance for the power distribution equipment at the wastewater treatment plant as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to award the quote for recycling equipment at the Murph Building and a Badger baler.
Yes, Madam President and board member. This is preventative maintenance on this recycling equipment, which is our sorting machine and our baling machine. Three quotes were sent out. Only one quote was sent back to us at our last board meeting. After reviewing the quote, it is my recommendation to the board to award this preventative maintenance work to Midwest Recycling Equipment, Inc. of LaPorte, Indiana. Their estimated cost is $11,609. Midwest Equipment was the lowest and most responsible company to quote this. I do want to say I met with the company, took them around to the equipment, and they seem very knowledgeable. This will be their first time to do this PM for us, but after talking with them, I'm very confident they can do this work also.
So you're saying it's their first time then for us?
It'll be their first time, and the quote, Randy Wright, our solid waste manager, he was very happy with the quote too. It's a lot lower than what we've had to pay in the past. So, but they are closer.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or comments or a motion?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to award quote for recycling equipment at the MRF and Badger baler as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to award the quote for recycling equipment at the MRF and the Badger baler as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to enter into an agreement for the sludge load actuator and valve.
Yes, Madam President, board member, on August 22nd, I met with 3 contractors to receive a quote for replacing our 8-inch sludge load-out valve and actuator. I did receive a quote from Maddox Industrial Group on September 25th. They were the only contractor to respond to this project. It is my recommendation to the board to approve this valve and actuator replacement project to Maddox Industrial Group of Indianapolis, Indiana, in the amount of $29,900. Maddox Industrial Group was the lowest and most responsive and responsible company to quote this project, and they have done several different little projects in our plant, so we're very confident to have them.
And we're okay not to go through the opening and all of that.
And
system.
I do apologize for not sending it out that way. Our company that removes biosolids was coming in, and we were trying to get, when I found out that this valve and actuator was not working properly, I did try to speed the process up, or it would have been,
It fell under the emergency
yeah.
Emergency, okay.
procurement.
Okay. Questions or a motion?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to enter into agreement for sludge load actuator and valve as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to enter an agreement for the sludge load actuary and valve repair as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to approve change order. Can read my own. Need to make it bigger here. Number 8 for contract 197-2017, the Northwest 13th Street Interceptor project with the Brackney Inc.
Madam President, Board, this is basically a reconciliation of all the line items associated with the lining that we added to this project over the past several months. This will close out and fully draw down this particular loan that we have through SRF. So when we did that, if you remember, we awarded lining to Brackney through 2 different projects that were both funded through SRF. And this is work that we would normally do and that we have budgeted. So we're basically shifting the money using these funds because they needed to be drawn down, and we're shifting the budgeted amount into capital savings for different projects. But to fully reconcile the quantities and make sure that this draws down the loan exactly, this change order is for an increase of $695.48. And takes the new loan amount to $11,534,235.50. My recommendation is to approve
Any questions or comments?
President Miller?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Motion for recommendation to approve change order number 8 to contract 197-2017 for the Northwest 13th Street Interceptor project with Brackney as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve change order number 8 to contract 197-2017 Northwest 13th Street Interceptor project with Brackney Inc. as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to approve change order number 8 to contract 72-2021 West Side Interceptor with Brackney Inc.
Same situation, reconciliation of all the lining work on this project that had been added recently. This contract, or this change order, is for a decrease in the contract amount of $19,657.56, taking the contract price after the change order to $4,839,399.37. And again, this is change order number 8 with Brackney Incorporated for the West Side Interceptor Improvement Project Division A. Is my recommendation to approve this change order.
Are these are not the final, these two projects yet?
Probably. I just didn't say final because we had said final before, and then we came back and added this. This one still has money left on the balance.
Okay.
I think we'll likely be able to pool it now. The Northwest 13th Street one had some different kinds of funds associated with it, and so there was it made it a little bit more difficult, and which is why they wanted to get that one drawn down completely. So I didn't say final. The Northwest 13th Street one definitely is final, but West Side, it depends on how we merge the project.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi.
motion for recommendation to approve change order number 8 to contract 72-2021 for the West Side Interceptor project with Brackney, as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve change order number 8 to contract 72-2021 on the West Side Interceptor project with Brackney Inc. as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And that takes us to miscellaneous. Is there anything else to be brought before the board today? If hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
and I will second the motion. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed? We are adjourned, and I will turn it over to Acting President Bakshi for the Stormwater Board meeting.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the October 8th, 2024 Richmond Sanitary District Stormwater Management Board meeting. The first item of the agenda is to receive quotes for 2024 miscellaneous storm sewer improvements.
Oh, we've got a lot. You told me I had to open because you're the president. I have a bunch at home. I just keep meaning to bring them.
Same.
Oh, okay. They had no vendor on the
Oh, gotcha, and
on the page. It says it's Pro Lawn Care and Landscaping, and they have provided a quote for two separate areas. Area 1 on the North J Street storm improvements, $30,500. Area 2, the 3040 Hodgen Road storm improvements, $9,900, for a total of $40,400. Keep that envelope.
Madam President, just to have in the minutes, their price request should have had their address on it. So I'm not really sure how they got a price request with their name not on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I do see down where they said name of firm quoting, they have Pro Lawn Care written at the bottom
Oh,
of the
they
sheet.
did, okay.
Yeah.
And probably, so they have the ability to request electronically from us plans and specs, and so the ones that I always send are blank ones, so that's probably they probably just use that one.
Okay. And this one is from B&B Construction of Richmond, Inc., Area 1, $27,650. Area 2, $8,350 for a total of $36,000. And they also have a certificate of liability insurance and an affidavit. This one says it's Cobalt Civil. Cobalt Civil. Cobalt Civil LLC, Area 1, $48,009. Area 2, $25,108.08 for a total of $73,117.08. They have E-Verify and the Iran. And this is Burco. They gave us 3 copies. Area 1, $44,086. Area 2, $12,692 for a total of $56,778. They have the affidavit, the Iran, and the liability certificate. And this one is from Cooley. And as I said, Cooley Contracting, Inc. Oops. Area 1, $35,220. Yes, $220. And Area 2, $11,250 for a total of $46,470. They also have certificate of liability insurance, the Iran, and the affidavit. Looks like the whole packet.
Thank you.
And that is all.
Thank you. We'll refer that to management for review and then come back with a recommendation. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from October 1st, 2024.
President Bakshi, I would like to make a motion to approve minutes from October 1st of 2024 as presented.
I will second. There's a motion for approval of minutes from October 1st, 2024. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. The next item on the agenda is the approval of invoices from check date September 27th, 2024.
And President Bakshi, I'd like to make a motion to approve invoices from check date September 27th of 2024 totaling $1,443.74.
I will second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Next on the agenda is miscellaneous. Is there anything for miscellaneous? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
I second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to adjourn is approved. Thank you.